Are you the sort of person that when you sit down to make your calls, and I'm assuming you have a list of contacts that that you have a contact list, or you have your screen telling you who you're going to phone, are you the sort of person that before they even answer the phone, are you already thinking they're not going to accept an appointment, they're going to say no? Or are you the sort of person that's thinking, I'm going to ring this person up and they are going to say yes to me? Okay, all right. You're absolutely right, Anne. You're absolutely right. What's the point otherwise? But you may be surprised how many people doing the same job as you are sitting there just dialing numbers, and their mindset is, here we go again, they're going to not be in, they're going to say no, it's going to be a call back, it's going to be an answer phone. And therefore the way in which that person is thinking about that call is not in a positive way. So what we've got to do is we've got to be upbeat, we've got to be positive to this person. And really what I'm asking you to do is to be in the mindset that says, I'm going to get an appointment from this person. In other words, I'm going to help this person overcome the difficulties that they're currently having in their life. That's number one. The next big challenge is what we call CATS. Now, CATS is an abbreviation for something called call avoidance tactics. Now, I'm going to ask you to be honest. How many of you really love the part of the job which is phoning people to book appointments? Let's see some hands. Who really loves it? Who thinks it's the best part of their job? So therefore, if you take the whole of the job, take the whole job of being a branch receptionist, where you have got 20, 30, 40 different tasks that you've got to do. Call avoidance tactics are all the other things that you might do rather than start making appointments. Okay, and therefore recognising that happens and saying to yourself, I'm going to try and designate some time. Now you look in the diary, there's a space in the diary where you haven't got anybody coming in for an appointment. You know, maybe between 11 and 12 it's got to be got a blank diary today. So I'm going to allocate that piece of time to do my telephone appointments. And in that time, I'm not going to do anything else. I'm not going to make the dispenser a cup of coffee. I'm not going to go and tidy the magazines. I'm not going to go and check how many phones I've got in stock. I'm not going to go and, I'm not going to do any of that stuff. I'm just going to sit and I'm going to focus on doing these appointments. Okay, because what actually happens is the moment you get 2 or 3 no's, or 4 or 5 no answers, you think, oh, I'll leave that for a while and I'll go and tidy my paperwork. I'll go and mop the floor, or I'll do anything but make any more phone calls. Yeah? And that's what we've got to try and avoid as professional people. We've got to say, this is my telephone appointment making time, this is where I'm going to put it in the diary, this is when I'm going to do it, and then we've actually got to do it. Because otherwise these cat things get in the way. Okay, so this is big challenge number 3, and I want to give you some numbers to start to write down here, because you might find this surprising. Who else is calling your clients? And what I mean by that is all of the other mobility companies, kitchen companies, double glazing companies, electricity companies, gas companies, telephone companies, Sky TV companies, all of these people who are cold calling clients on a regular basis. Many of them will also be calling exactly the same people that we are trying to talk to. The average household will receive approximately 70 unwanted calls a week. Okay, so if you sat in your house all day and every time the phone rang you picked it up, in the course of a 5.5, 6 day week, on average you'd get 70 calls that you didn't want. Now, we don't necessarily hear all of those ourselves because we're out all day, and very often the machines that are making the calls now are intelligent enough that if it's an answer phone in our home, or a BT call, remote call minder thing, then often the call doesn't even come right through. Because that's how intelligent the call centres are that are making these calls today. But if we were to sit at home all day for a whole week, and every time the phone rang, we picked it up, we'd get around about 70 calls that we didn't want to have. Now just start to think about that in terms of volume. 70 calls a week. Okay, that's more than 250 calls a month unwanted going in that person's home. Okay, which is more than 2,000 calls a year going in that person's home that they don't want to have. And somewhere in that 2,000 calls is your one single call. And what we've got to do is find a way that makes our call stand out and be different from all of those other calls that our clients are getting. Because you know what happens then, this could be somebody who's could be a press lead, they've sent their information in, we phone them up, and the moment we say something like, good morning, it's David here from Hidden Hearing, they think, oh, it's another sales call. They forget they've asked for the information, and it sounds just the same as the man from the mobility centre or the man from the Sky TV centre. And their immediate response is, I'm not interested, and they put the phone down. Ever had that happen to you? Yeah. Yeah. So we've got to try and find a way of making our call different to the other people that are phoning these clients. Because to get one call in 2,000 to stand out, that's a challenge. That is a challenge, and therefore we'll be treating our clients differently. So a big challenge for us is who else is calling the client. We've got to make our call stand out. We've got to make our call different, and we're going to see in a few moments how we do that. And then we have these people that I call gatekeepers. Gatekeepers are a big, big challenge. And this morning we're going to look at, I'm going to give you some ideas and give you some hints and tips to overcome the gatekeeper. So in reality, what does a gatekeeper do? They stop you speaking to the person that you want to. So this could be a partner, it could be a spouse, it could be one of the children who happens to either be living there or even just visiting. So it's just a type of call that says, can I speak to Mr. Stevens, please? What's it regarding? So I'm ringing from Hidden Hearing. He's not interested, and the phone goes down. Yeah, that's the gatekeeper getting in the way. Another form of gatekeeper is the telephone answering machine. Okay, so some of you, just a quick show of hands, who leaves a message? See some hands? No one leaves a message? Sometimes. Okay, all right. So the interesting thing here is if you did leave a message, imagine the scenario. You've left a message, and the person's spouse comes into the house first, or maybe one of their children comes to visit. They see the little red light flashing. They play it back, and it's, I'm just ringing from Hidden Hearing booth. I don't want that. Delete it. So the client, the actual client, the person with the hearing difficulty, may never even get to hear the message. And so today we're going to spend a bit of time this morning, in a few minutes, looking at ways in which we can get past the gatekeeper. And some of those ways are a little bit sneaky, but hey, we've got to be sneaky to get past these people, because we want to speak to the person with the hearing difficulty, because that's the person that we want to help. And there will always be some clients who say, go away. Yeah, they may not, yeah, you're right, Karen, they may not exactly use that words, go away. Any combinations that end in off. And what we have to accept, that no matter what techniques we use, no matter what tools we use, there will always be some clients who will refuse to talk to us. And for those clients, it's about recognising, I've gone as far as I can, I've tried a number of things to talk to this person, they still don't want to talk, and so therefore it's about saying thank you very much, politely, and ending the call.